the program is The Living Earth, a program where you look at every environmental related issue and our sustainable livelihood as a people. And I've done a couple of series in this line of discussion, but this is the first time we are going to be having this aspect of it with Professor Hilary Inyang, who is right here with me today.
I am Professor Hilary Inyang. I'm currently the U.S. Ambassador's Distinguished Scholar to Ethiopia. I'm formerly of the University of North Carolina in Charlotte, USA, where I was the Duke Energy Distinguished Professor of Environmental Engineering and Science.
So looking at, today for the start, we are looking at our water quality issues, especially as a country. There are several developmental programs and infrastructure in the country, and some of them are actually targeted at our water quality. So Prof, looking at the infrastructural level in the country, what is the significance of good water quality and adequate water quantity in Nigeria?
Well, as you know, there are four elements or pillars of sustainable development. We always say that we have economic development, we have population management, we have environmental sustainability, and we have social equity. Two of those are very highly affected by water quality and quantity. First, economic development. Nigeria, like most other African countries or developing countries, is embarking on sustainable development to provide goods and services for its population. What this means is that you have a lot of industries that have to be built. Most of these industries are processing industries, especially in the area of agriculture. Without sufficient water, that would be imperative. And then we look at the issue of health, human health. The provision of water, treated water in Nigeria cities and rural areas is very important with respect to public health. Unfortunately, most of the Nigerian cities do not have networked water systems, so the opportunity to treat the water is very limited. So on the count of health, economic development, and industrialization, Nigeria needs very, very clean water systems. Nigeria is a very well-drained country. Of course, it is also situated in the humid tropics, meaning that it has reasonable annual rainfall. It varies from relatively low in places like Kano, Maiduguri, and Sokoto, because those are in the fringes of the Sahara, the Sahelian part of Nigeria. But if you go all the way down to Lagos, Benin, Calabar, Port Harcourt, and all of those coastal cities, precipitation rates are very high. So water quantity is not such a problem. But as you have rightly mentioned, water quality is a problem because with such a high population and waste generation rates, you constantly have drainage from trash areas, poor practices in agriculture in terms of runoff of fertilizers from agricultural land. You also have things like erosion that causes a lot of turbidity in Nigerian surface waters. If you fly over much of the Nigerian landscape, you see most of the lakes and the water bodies are brown. They are brown because you have a lot of sediments that have been deposited in them. So yes, there is a definite problem of poor water quality in Nigeria, and systems are not in place to properly treat Nigeria's water systems.
Okay, so is there a special distribution of poor water quality in the country? Where are the worst hit locations?
As you might expect, the municipalities are where you have the biggest problems. You have a place like Lagos, which is currently about the 5th largest city in the world and does not have networked water quality systems. So the water quality is very bad there, and that is exacerbated by the fact that Lagos does not have a very effective waste management system. So you have trash piles from which runoff extracts contaminants by leaching. So it's a constant problem. Another place is Kano. Kano has the problem of many abattoirs that are not controlled. In many countries that operate such industries, you must have effluent guideline systems. I was very involved in the U.S. effluent guideline systems when I was the chair of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Science Board Engineering in Washington, D.C. So a country that operates commerce and has a lot of chemicals in commerce, like Nigeria. There are about 25,000 chemicals in Nigeria's commerce, compared to about 50, 60,000 in the US. But it is because in the US we have control systems, so the risk factors are much, much more critical in Nigeria than we would have in the United States. So those major cities are a place where you have that. Obviously, you cannot ignore the Niger Delta of Nigeria, where you've had decades of oil spillages, which by my last count in 2014, there were about 3,000 spill sites in the Niger Delta. I did that work for the federal government of Nigeria. Not much has been done there yet. So you have a whole region of the country with very poor water quality. You have the cities with problems. You have the middle belt of Nigeria, where there is artisanal mining. Artisanal mining, meaning that poor people mine and then are exposed to a lot of risk. There's excavation of the soil and massive erosion in places like the middle belt, the eastern part of Nigeria, and all of those eroded sediments end up in surface water bodies. So it's a big problem in Nigeria.